Yeah, Tom, I want to go back just to what you said about technology companies and regulating them. And I've been thinking about it because I don't know if you've heard this. There's a story in the Financial Times today that suggests that the European Union is looking at a hit list of American big tech companies that they would regulate more harshly, that they'd be regulated more than smaller counterparts. They would have to do things like even share information with their competitors. And when I heard that, I kind of got my back up because we're talking about regulating these companies here and doing all of these things. They're going to be facing much more scrutiny from overseas regulators, too. And it just worries me that at some point we're going to look around and say, oh, no, all the great things we had coming from technology, we kind of blew it up and squandered what we had, took out the good. In trying to regulate them and take out the bad, we took out the good, too. Do you worry about that?
I worry about it a real lot. And I go back to that, example about Google. I realized, Google is huge, yet it brought great value to my life. And something that made Google less efficient, its searches less quick and comprehensive, would really worry me. At the same time, I look at Facebook and the fact that it now so dominates the news media landscape. So many people are getting their news from an organization that is largely unedited. And I hope they regulate the hell out of Facebook. I don't think all of these tech companies are created the same, and I don't think they all pose the same problem to our social health.
But do you think that there's going to be something that sweeps everybody up in the same sort of, with the same brush? I'm mixing my metaphors, but you know what I mean.
I worry about it, the Europeans. I mean, if they had founded and were the homes of these major tech companies, I wonder if they would be, taking this kind of aggressive attitude. I worry about this coming from people who, also feel a competitive disadvantage. At the same time, maybe we should begin kind of ecosystem discussion here in America, where we bring together, legislators, regulators, companies, and consumers into a new kind of dialogue, not just sitting back and waiting for the antitrust department to take on these companies, but actually begin a dialogue here and define what is it about these companies we want to preserve, where is their monopoly power actually harming consumers and innovation. And I think we should get ahead of that conversation, not wait for the Europeans to do it.
Yeah. Steve Ballmer was with us last week. I think it was last week. Who knows? The days run together. But he said that he thinks these CEOs from these companies need to sit down with the regulators and be serious about it and say, what do you need us to do? Get in a room and start making it happen with the hindsight of what Microsoft had to go through. Do you think any of these companies, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Alphabet, any of those companies are more likely to be the first one to do that successfully?
That I don't know. I mean, I know vaguely, the leaders of all these companies over the years as a journalist, and, all smart people. But again, I really distinguish between, the tech enabling platforms and a Facebook, which I think has become toxic.
Yeah. Yeah, fair point. I don't think Zuckerberg would be the first one who'd be able to do that for sure. I don't know, maybe a Bezos, maybe Tim Cook. If you think about the people who have been pretty good at navigating a lot of pretty crazy things that have come to this point.
I think it's healthy, but it's healthy. We can leverage the European pressure, but I wouldn't want them running the show on this.
Right. That's a really good point.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.